Hello students, welcome to the new lecture, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about few topics, that is the presence of starch, next the factors essential for the process of the photosynthesis, next is the water and photosynthesis, air and photosynthesis, Priestley experiment, carbon dioxide is necessary for the photosynthesis. Okay, these are the topics that we are going to discuss in this lecture. Okay, so now let us start about our discussion. The first one is the presence of starch. Okay, so carbohydrate in leaf, that is activity 1. So in this activity, so we have to show the carbohydrates are present in the leaf. Okay, what is meant by carbohydrate? So just that is also we are saying the starch. What is the difference between the starch and also glucose molecules? If you see during the photosynthesis, in the last previous class also we have said, okay, we have discussed that carbon dioxide, water is going to involved in the photosynthesis to produce the carbohydrate, that is C6H12O6. Okay, this is the sugar. Okay, this is a glucose. So we are representing the glucose with a small tiny dot. Okay, so how many glucose molecules are produced? There are number of glucose molecules are produced. So these are the glucose molecules. These glucose molecules are joined together. So it is known as complex sugar, or you can call it as a starch. Okay, so this is known as starch. We have to show that the starch is present in the leaf. Okay, we know that the leaves are going to do the photosynthesis. If the photosynthesis is performed by the leaves, definitely this is present. Definitely the starch is present in the leaf. So we have to show that. Okay, this is about the experiment and activity. So our aim is to identify the presence of starch in leaf. Okay, so next, to do this experiment, we need some apparatus. Those apparatus are beaker. Okay, one beaker, a test tube, boiling test tube, Bunsen burner, tripod stand, asbestos gauze, methylated spirit, leaf, a plant leaf, petri dish, and iodine or betadine solution. So these all are the apparatus that are required. So this is about aim and apparatus. Now we will go to the procedure. So we have to arrange the apparatus as shown in the diagram and boil the plant leaf in a methylated spirit. So we have to arrange the apparatus in this way. Okay, we have to arrange the apparatus in this way. First, take a beaker. Okay, first take the tripod stand. On the tripod stand, put a beaker containing water. Okay, and also put one boiling test tube. Inside the boiling test tube, there should be methylated spirit. What is methylated spirit? Is alcohol. It is an alcohol containing the methyl groups. Okay, in the beaker you can see light yellow colored solution, that is nothing but methylated spirit in the boiling test tube. So put it and beneath the burner. Okay, so above the burner there is a tripod stand. Tripod stand contains asbestos gauze. It is nothing but it is a material. It will help in the transfer of heat from the Bunsen burner to the beaker containing water. So now heat the whole beaker. Okay, with the help of Bunsen burner, start heating. So now the water boils. Along with the water, the methylated spirit is also going to boil. Now what you have to do? You have to add a leaf. Okay, get one leaf from the plant and also put that leaf inside the boiling test tube. Okay, containing methylated spirit. Now everything will boil. Okay, methylated spirit along with the water, it will boil, and after some time, after 15 minutes or 20 minutes, after some time after the boiling, remove the leaf with the help of brush or forceps. Take out the leaf from the boiling test tube. So after that, put the leaf in the petri dish. So before, if you observe, previously the leaf was green in color, and now if you observe here, the leaf was pale yellow or white in color. What is responsible? So here you have boiled the leaf in methylated spirit. So the spirit is going to dissolve the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green color pigment. So the leaf is going to lose the chlorophyll. As a result, after losing chlorophyll, the leaf will turn into pale white or yellow in color. So now take out the leaf and put it in the petri dish. Petri dish is nothing but a glass plate. Okay, a small glass plate. So put it on the petri dish with the help of a brush or with the help of a forceps. So now you have to add a solution, that is iodine solution. So if you don't have the iodine solution, you can use a betadine solution. Okay, iodine solution or betadine solution is the same. Okay, though both are used. Iodine solution, betadine solution, both are used for the identification of starch. Okay, So both are different, but they are used for only for the single purpose, like identification of starch in leaf. Okay, so now add the iodine solution to the leaf and wait. Okay, wait for a few seconds. So now observe. Okay, observe. If the leaf turns bluish black color, it indicates the iodine is present. In our observation, the leaf turned bluish black when we added the iodine solution. Okay, so as a result we can confirm that the above experiment indicates the starch is present in leaf, and this is the indication for the solar energy is converted into chemical energy. So what is solar energy? Solar energy is nothing but sunlight. Here the sunlight is converted into chemical energy. Chemical energy is nothing but a sugar. What is the sugar? The sugar is starch. Okay, sugar is starch. If you eat starch, you will get energy. Okay, you will get energy to do work or to for the reading, writing, and so on. So it means the sunlight is a form of energy. Okay, sunlight is a form of energy. That energy is trapped in the form of chemical energy. Okay, so this is about the experiment. So by this way we found that the starch is present in the leaf. Okay, next is the factors or materials essential for the process of the photosynthesis. What are the materials essential? Okay, to cook food material, to make a curry, you need vegetables, you need some kind of spices, you need oil, cooking oil, you need stove, dish, everything. Okay, so in the same way, for the photosynthesis, what are the materials are required? For the photosynthesis, you need carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll, light. Okay, so yesterday we have seen 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O. Okay, plus sunlight, chlorophyll gives rise to C6H12 O6 and so on. We have written this formula. Yesterday we have studied. So these are nothing but, before the reaction, these are nothing but the raw materials. Raw materials are factors that are essential for the photosynthesis. Okay, next is water and photosynthesis. What is the relation between water and photosynthesis? So you might have studied in the previous academic years. Okay, you might have discussed about the experiment done by the Van Helmont. Van Helmont found that water is essential for the increasing plant mass. Plant mass is nothing but plant weight. So the water is essential. If there is no water, the plant will not have the weight. Okay, but up to some extent this Van Helmont is correct. Why? Because in those olden days, so they did not know much about the photosynthetic process, but later human beings found that the photosynthetic products also responsible for the increasing plant mass. So what is that? The water plus photosynthetic products like glucose, proteins, vitamins, okay, next fats, these all are essential for the increasing plant mass. Okay, that is about the experiment. Okay, so previously Van Helmont said that only water is essential, but not only water, but also photosynthetic products are also essential for the increasing plant mass. Okay, next one is the air and photosynthesis. Okay, what is the relation between the air and photosynthesis? Joseph Priestley, okay, in the year 1733 to 1804, okay, this is a time for this is a time where the Joseph Priestley used to live, and in those days, in the year 1770, so Joseph Priestley did an experiment, okay, experiment on the essential role of air to find out what is the importance of air in relation to the photosynthesis. Okay, and oxygen was discovered by him. Okay, it means Joseph Priestley discovered oxygen in the year 1771, and the term oxygen was coined by the Leviezer. It means the Joseph Priestley discovered oxygen, but the name is given by the Leviezer in the 1775. So here the plants restores lost oxygen and they exchange the gases through the stomata. So you might have seen, let us consider this is a plant. Okay, the plant has the leaves. Okay, the leaves are going to have the stomata. Underside of the leaf and also on the stem of the plant there are small tiny microscopic holes. They are known as stomata. So they are going to exchange the gas like carbon dioxide. They will take carbon dioxide and they will produce the oxygen during the process of the photosynthesis. Okay, and the choice of gas is required, okay, is made at the level of the organelles involved in the process of the photosynthesis. Here you can see the gas exchange is not only occurring through stomata but also occurring through the stem roots. You know that roots are also going to exchange the gases, okay, and the stomata is also going to exchange the gases. Okay, that is about the air and photosynthesis. And a Priestley experiment. In the Priestley experiments, the Priestley did some experiment to prove the essential role of air. So we have to know about that experiment. The aim of the experiment is to prove the air is necessary for the photosynthesis by the Priestley experiment. We are going to repeat the experiment which is done by the Priestley earlier. Okay, the apparatus is bell jar, candle, okay, mouse, and also mint plant. These are the apparatus. So the procedure is a burning candle and mouse was kept inside the bell jar, and after some time the candle put off and also mouse get suffocated inside the bell jar. Okay, this is not a bell, this is not a, this is bell jar. Okay, this is bell jar, BLL, bell jar. Okay, according to the Priestley, the candle and mouse somehow damage the air. As a result, they will get suffocated. That candle will turn off and the mouse will suffocate and die. Okay, so in the next experiment, the Priestley added a mint plant and also candle is out lighted from the outside. So as a result, the candle is in burning condition and mouse is also in living condition. And here what is happening? Here the mint plant is going to do some kind of important process that is known as photosynthesis, and it is replacing the gas. Whatever the carbon dioxide is produced by the mouse and burning of the candle is taken by the mint plant. Okay, taken by the mint plant. Photosynthesis is done and oxygen is produced by the mint plant. As a result, both are in burning and also living in condition. Okay, so observation, what we have observed from the Priestley experiment. Okay, we observed that the candle is in continuous in burning and mouse was alive in the presence of the mint plant inside the closed bell jar. Closed bell jar means if you close the bell jar, so no air enters into the bell jar and no air escape out. Okay, so the result is the Priestley confirmed that the mint plant is restoring the air which is released by the mint plant and also candle. So whatever the gas carbon dioxide is released by these two are taken by the mint plant, and in return with the help of photosynthesis it is restoring the oxygen which is already present in the bell jar. Okay, so this is about the Priestley experiment. So here is the one question: how do plants take in air and utilize the carbon dioxide for the photosynthesis and oxygen for the respiration? So just now we have discussed the stomata. Okay, the stomata is a tiny small holes or pores like structures on the stem and also on the leaf, under the leaf. They are used for the exchanging of the gases like carbon dioxide is taken and oxygen is given out. So this is about the photosynthesis. Okay, and not only that, the lenticels. Okay, the lenticels, we will discuss about the lenticels in upcoming lectures, so how they are important. So they are used for the cellular respiration. Okay, next is carbon dioxide necessary for the photosynthesis. This experiment is also known as Moll's half-leaf experiment. In the examination, they will interchange the words. Okay, sometimes they will ask the question as Moll's half-leaf. Sometimes they will ask as carbon dioxide necessary for the photosynthesis experiment. So remember, carbon dioxide necessary for photosynthesis activity or Moll's half-leaf experiment or activity, both are same. So this experiment we are going to discuss under the activity 2. Okay, so here the aim of the experiment is to prove the carbon dioxide is essential for the photosynthesis. Again, same reaction, CO2 plus 12H2O. Okay, so gives rise to glucose, C6H12O6 plus water plus oxygen. Okay, so here we have to prove that carbon dioxide is essential. Okay, here we have to prove that carbon dioxide is essential for the photosynthesis. In the activity 1, we have proved that glucose is produced during the photosynthesis. Glucose is produced during the photosynthesis. The starch is present in the leaves. Okay, that is done in the activity 1. In the activity 2, we have to prove that carbon dioxide is essential for the photosynthesis. Okay, so here the aim is to prove the carbon dioxide is essential for the photosynthesis by Moll's half-leaf experiment. The apparatus, what are the materials that you are required? You require potted plant, a wide mouthed glass bottle, split cork, KOH means potassium hydroxide solution, or we can use potassium hydroxide pellets. And also we need iodine solution, and all the materials which are required in the activity 1. Okay, so the first procedure is, the first step is destarching the potted plant. So what is destarching? Take a potted plant, okay, keep it in a room, keep it in a dark room. Why reason is, so if you keep the potted plant in the dark room, what will happen? The plant is going to lose all amount of starch. Okay, the starch is consumed. Why the starch is consumed? First of all, remember, destarching means removal. Okay, so removal of starch. D means removal, starching is nothing but a starch. So destarching is a process of removal or making the plant to consume all starch material which is already present in the plant body. So for this destarching process, we have to keep the plant in the dark room. After keeping the plant in the dark room for 1 week, all the starch materials in the plant is consumed by the plant. Why? Because the plant do not have other option for the energy source, so it is going to utilize its own starch for the survival process. So after 1 week, the plant do not have any starch materials in its body. So now the plant is waiting to do the photosynthesis. Now we have to make some arrangements. So what arrangements? So take one leaf, select one leaf. Okay, select one leaf of the plant. Okay, long leaf has to be taken. Okay, and arrange the wide mouthed glass bottle and insert half of the leaf into the glass bottle and fix it with a split cork. In this diagram you can see split cork, and in the bottle there is KOH solution, means potassium hydroxide at the bottom, or you can use potassium hydroxide pellets. The question is, why we are using the potassium hydroxide solution or potassium hydroxide pellets in the glass bottle? Why? Because to absorb the carbon dioxide. So we have to make sure that carbon dioxide is not present in the glass bottle. So as a result, the carbon dioxide is absorbed by the KOH solution or KOH pellets. So this is important. So now the half of the leaf, okay, now the half of the leaf do not have carbon dioxide. Here the carbon dioxide is not available. Why? Because it is present in the glass bottle. So this half of the leaf is containing carbon dioxide. So now after doing all these arrangements, okay, take this potted plant and keep it in the bright sunlight for 3 to 4 hours. Now the plant will do the photosynthesis. Each and every leaf is going to do the photosynthesis, okay, except this half leaf. This half of the leaf is not going to perform photosynthesis. Why? Because it is kept in the glass bottle. In the glass bottle there is no carbon dioxide. All carbon dioxide is absorbed by the KOH. Every carbon dioxide molecule is absorbed by the KOH. As a result, this half of the leaf is not going to perform photosynthesis. Remaining half of the leaf is going to perform photosynthesis. Why? Because it is in the nature. It has access to absorb carbon dioxide. Okay. So after 3 to 4 hours, take the leaf, cut the leaf, and do the presence of starch in the leaf. Check for the presence of starch in the leaf. That is nothing but repeat the activity 1 with the help of this leaf. So take the leaf, put it in the methylated spirit. Okay, boil the whole apparatus. Okay, that is nothing but boil the beaker containing the boiling test tube of methylated spirit and leaf inside it. Okay, so now do it. After boiling, take out the leaf and put it in the petri dish. Okay, in the petri dish place the leaf. Okay, now add iodine solution or betadine solution. Okay, if you do, the half of the leaf will show color, half of the leaf will not show color. So this is the last half of the leaf. This is first half of the leaf. It is in the nature. Okay, it is in the nature. Okay, or environment. It is in the bottle. Okay, bottle do not have carbon dioxide, no carbon dioxide, so no photosynthesis. If no photosynthesis, if the photosynthesis is not there, not performed, so no starch. No starch means what? No color. Okay, so the iodine will react. Okay, iodine will react, okay, plus starch, so to produce bluish black color. Okay, to produce bluish black color. Okay, but here the starch is not present, so no bluish black color. The top half of the leaf has the starch. Why? Because it is performed photosynthesis. so bluish black color is produced or appeared. Okay, so this is about moles of leaf experiment. So the result is moles of leaf experiments proves that carbon dioxide is necessary for the photosynthesis. Okay, so here the CO2 is in this way. You have to write the CO2 in this way. CO2. The 2 should be subscript, not superscript or in the middle. So the question is, why was the plant kept in the dark and then in the light? So just that is for the destarching process. For the destarching process, we have to keep the plant in the dark room for 1 week or 6 days. Then the plant is kept in the sunlight to perform photosynthesis for the production of the starch. So next is, why did we test the 2 leaves in this experiment? To identify the leaf that performed photosynthesis or not, and the leaf did not perform photosynthesis, that is which is kept in the glass bottle. Okay, and I hope this lecture is helpful to you. If you have any doubts or questions, feel free to post in the comment section, and we will try to answer your questions, and we will discuss the next topic in the next lecture. Okay.